Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Welcome to Vlogmas Day 2. Today I'm going to be giving you guys an updated bookshelf tour. The bookshelves behind me are my favorite bookshelves in my home, so we're going to start with those. But I also have just like an array of books throughout my entire home. I have some bookshelves in the kitchen area, some in my sunroom. I have a bookshelf in one of my extra bedrooms that has like no books on it, but I'm still going to show it to you. There's probably 20 books in there. And then I have some books, not on a bookshelf, but some books next to my entrance. If you watched my video yesterday, then you saw me show off those books that are on my entrance table. Half of my bookshelves are from the consignment store, but a few of them, like these, are from Nathan James. This is not sponsored, but I will be linking the Nathan James bookshelves down below, so if you want to get them. I'm probably going to have a sale throughout some point in the holiday season, so probably get them now. The bookshelves you see here, these are my babies. This is the first thing you see when you walk into my house. I'm very proud of these bookshelves behind me. I love them, love them, love them so dearly. Up here we have two of my Immortal Dark books, and then Legendborn on top of that. I just recently read Legendborn, and I absolutely fucking love that book. I gave it 5 stars. If you like Ninth House, please read that one. And then we have, you know, the pine cones, a candle, my gnome that my grandma bought for me. I think it's technically Halloween themed, but I don't really care. I'm going to leave it up year round. Here we have Lucy Score, Archer's Voice, Kristen Hanna, You Again, which I did not like. Yikes. And then Out on a Limb is kind of hiding behind there. I have this plant right here and it's starting to expand a bit, so it's hiding out on the limb back there, but it's up there. Maybe I should. Oh, there we go. Now you can kind of see it a little bit better. Right here we have a little bit of a darker vibe going on, right? Secret History, Babel, If We Were Villains, some fantasy books right here. The Unbecoming of Mara Dwyer. I think I bought that book because I saw an out of context quote on TikTok and then I never actually read it. Should I read that book? I honestly didn't even know it was still up there until now. Skeletons of Society. I don't remember what this series is called, but this is a biker series, a spicy biker gang series. It was a lot of fun. I read Skeletons of Society earlier this year, and I need to read the second two. Hollow Heathens, There Are No Saints, Minx, those little novellas that I was showing you guys this past summer. And this is one of those books from Fairy Loot. As you guys know, I canceled my Fairy Loot subscription because I never actually read the books from Fairy Loot, but they're gorgeous. Look at this. Those are the most beautiful sprayed edges. Is there any art on the inside? The art, oh, that looks like AI. Okay, so not gonna lie, that is looking a little AI-esque. What does the back look like? That one's looking a little less AI. Why does that front one literally look like AI? Weird. The Dagger and the Flame. I will probably never read this, which is why we canceled that subscription. Moving along over here. Still got the darker aesthetic kind of going on this shelf. Ninth House, Hellbent, one of my favorite series. As you can tell, we have 3 copies of Ninth House, which is a little much, I know. 2 copies of Hellbent, but one of my Ninth House copies is an ARC. I got my hands on an ARC of Ninth House earlier this year. Book by Mona Awad, the Mindfuck series, Kings of the Wild, and then it kind of goes on. We have a blend of all different types of books. We have some dark romance in here, some horror, fantasy, thriller, scary woman, the Bronze Horseman. This is just like a random assortment of books all throughout my shelves. Until I get you these 2 books by Kennedy Ryan. I actually own probably 3 books by Kennedy Ryan, but I've never actually read her before. I'm intimidated by Kennedy Ryan, if I'm being completely honest. And then Caraval. I need to read this because I think this is the book that Lonnie... Is this the book that Lonnie gave me? And she kind of like annotated it a little bit. I've got to read this book. Sleep Like Death. Very beautiful. As you can see, we have the sprayed edges again. Pretty. Pretty. Oh, the inside is looking good. That's the inside. I like that. Another one from Fairy Loot that I have yet to read. I just got an ARC yesterday. It's called Tell Me How You Really Feel. And I like how ARCs just like look cool. I like that. There's a fine line between love and hate. She's standing on it. They're podcasters. Just got this yesterday. I just put it over here. On top of my Brutal Birthright series from Sophie Lark, which we love this series. We love this series and we love Sophie Lark in this house. Deadly Occupant's Bride. Her Soul to Take. We Came to Welcome You, which is a suburban horror novel. I should probably read this. The Other Black Girl Meets Midsummer. Okay. Say less. Oh, I also have not read The Crimson Moth, which is another edition, I think, from Fairy Loot. I read All the Colors of the Dark earlier this year. If you like A Little Life, then you should probably read All the Colors of the Dark. It's just traumatizing and takes you on a journey throughout these people's lifetime. And it was really sad. Not the typical type of book that I read on the regular, but a really good book. The Atlas Six, The Atlas Paradox. I tried to read The Atlas Six a couple years ago and I got a little confused. I still haven't read it, but I bought both of these back in like 2022 or something when they were on sale for Christmas on Amazon. I got like an Amazon gift card and I bought both of those. I have yet to read them. Moving on to my favorite shelf on my bookshelf, which is my Mariana Zapata shelf. Antlers, All Roads Lead Here. All My Favorite Babies. I have 2 copies of The Wall of Winnipeg and Me, the new one and the old one. And then I also have 2 copies of All Roads Lead Here, the old one and the new one. Moving down over here, kind of like a purpley pink vibe that's going on this shelf. A Fragile Enchantment. This was a book from Fairy Loot that I actually read. I think this was the only book that I got from my Fairy Loot subscription that I read. And I listened to the audiobook. It was good. It was a YA fantasy novel. I had fun with it. Then we have, you know, a mix of dark romance. Have 3 Bren Weaver books over here. Not Another Love Song, Dating Dismemberment, which I have not read. The Paris Apartment, which I DNF'd. I was not liking that book, but I still have it over here. Another Kennedy Ryan book. And then we have over here, A Hunger Like No Other, which one of my mutuals on social media recently read this book and she gave it like 1 star. And she said it was awful and cringy and some of the verbiage that the MMC would say was just like, what the f are you saying? So now I'm scared to read it, but Allie Hazelwood reviewed it on the front. If you're in search of the OG alpha werewolf vampire fated mates romance, the one that started it all, the one that I always return to, look no further. Okay, but I need to read this for myself and get my own opinion because I need to know if this was cringy in a like alpha omega verse way or if this was just cringy. There's a difference. Unfortunately for me, there's a difference. A couple Devney Perry books. I don't really read Devney Perry that much. I kind of stopped reading her books. Was that one series? This series. I was just getting kind of like bored. It just felt a little redundant, but I would like to try her newest one, Clarence Manor, because apparently it has like some more mystery thriller potential elements to it. And she also might be writing a fantasy series too. I might be pulling that information out of my ass, but I swear she's writing a fantasy series and I did enjoy her writing. It just started to feel a little redundant with the same type of storyline over and over. I'm willing to give her another shot. Daydream, Belladonna, and Foxglove. I do need to get the 3rd book in whatever this series is called by Adeline Grace, Wisteria. I think that one's one of those tropes where like the 2 main characters have loved each other in every lifetime. We know I love that trope. Over here, we're not going to show you much. I just kind of filler. That's what's on the shelf. When the Crow's Away and the Company of Witches, they're just the cutest mass market paperbacks. So I just kind of gave them their own shelf. We have the Shatter Me series behind me, which some of you guys are really gonna be mad at me for this. I haven't finished. I still have 3 books left. I haven't finished it. I need to film one of those videos where it's like finishing book series you're in the middle of and that you haven't finished because I still have 3 to go. Ready or Not, which we know I didn't really love that book. I listened to the audio version. Summer Sisters by Judy Blume. I really like the cover of this. And then I also got gifted a Kristen Hanna book. I still have yet to read anything by Kristen Hanna. I feel like I would really, really like her work, so I should probably get on that. Done and Dusted is here. Shady Hollow I still need to read. And then 2 of these books are my friend Emily's. The Hacienda and then Practical Magic. Lady Macbeth. I vividly remember giving that book to Emily. I don't know why it's still here. Okay, well, we're going to take that off because I didn't want to read that. I have no desire to read this book, so I'm just going to put it over there and I'll give it to Emily. Icebreaker, Kingmakers. We have a couple like interconnected series down here. E.J. Blaze's series, which I have yet to finish. Some books from Mads Rafferty, which Mads Rafferty is the same author that wrote Deadly Occupants. And yeah, just some like purple going into like red. We have two cutie books. I still love these covers. Such cute, short, bingeable reads if you're trying to hit a reading goal for the end of the year. Picking Peaches and Following Fox are just like really fun reads. Have both of these down here. And then Tessa Bailey book. Yeah, that's kind of all we got going on. Bottom row, just a bunch of DVDs. I need to stock up actually so I can fill the entire thing. We have my True Blood collection, The Last Airbender, Red, Charlie's Angels, Hannah Montana the movie, Gossip Girl. I need to go look at my Half Price books soon and see what other DVDs I can snag from there. And then we have this shelf. Kind of have a book of the month assortment right there going on. The Blonde Identity, which I loved. I listened to that audiobook, but I own it too. Such a fun, easy read. The audiobook that I'm actually listening to right now and that my book club is reading for the month of December is by Allie Carter, who wrote that book. Love Allie Carter. Act Your Age, Eve Brown, Take Hint, Danny Brown, the Brown Sister series, 2 of those. The other one is down on this shelf. Lisa Jewell, Lucy Score, Melanie Harlow, Allie Hazelwood, Elsie Silver, just a mix of a lot of different types of books. Sarah Adams. I think we just have 2 of her books, in here. And that's it for this bookshelf. At my entryway, I just have like some random little books here. There was another book right there, but Krampus also goes right there, but I'm about to start reading that book. So Pretend Krampus is in between those. I used to have the Chestnut Springs series sitting up here, but I ended up moving that to the back, which let's go ahead and go to the back bookshelf and I'll show you guys the books we have back here now. This back bookshelf is the same bookshelf that I have up front. Just singular, not another next to it. At the top of here, we have my Emily Henry books just stacked. And then all of my Krista and Becca Ritchie books that I have read. I still haven't finished the Addicted Calloway Sisters series. I don't know if I'm ever gonna finish it. And then the Twisted series is up here as well. This book right here is another book from Fairy Loot. What is it? The Darkness Within Us. It's so pretty. So beautiful. I will probably never read it. Have a very pastel-y color scheme going on here. Some Dolly Alderton, some Lucy Score. I just started reading books from Christina Forrest. I recently read The Neighbor Favor. I listened to the audiobook of that. And then I want to read The Partner Plot. I can either read it or listen to it. I have both. Delilah Green Doesn't Care, some Tia Williams, and some Allie Hazelwood up here. Moving down below, more Book of the Month books. I have only read just for the summer. I've got to be better about reading my Book of the Month books. I've got to be better about reading the books that I own in general. Down here, we have The 7-Year Slip, which I read, and I really enjoyed it. Old Enough by Haley Jackson is down here. It's kind of a book just with a lot of bisexual chaos. The Perfect Couple, one of my friends got me that for my birthday this past year. Haven't read. Flicker in the Dark, thought it was okay. The Girl Who Disappeared, haven't read. The Housemaid's Secret, it was okay. Read The Housemaid. You don't necessarily need to read The Housemaid's Secret. Mother Thing and The Wishing Game, which Taylor got me The Wishing Game for my birthday. Down here we have Flawless, Heartless, Powerless, Reckless, and Hopeless by Elsie Silver. And then down here, I do own 2 of How to End a Love Story by Yulin Kwong. One of them is signed. This one, signed. My advanced reader copy of Daydream. I hide that baby. Close Knit. I need to read this one. This is Kelson Denise Stone's newest book, and it is like a soccer romance. But she's a knitting influencer. I don't know how I feel about that. Over here we have Chloe Walsh books, which I have not finished. I have not finished Saving 6 and Redeeming 6. I read Keeping and Binding 13 last summer, as most of you know. I just like still haven't gotten to them. They're really intimidating. I know I'll like Redeeming and Saving 6, but I heard the one that comes after those is really bad, so that's why I haven't picked them back up. Ready Player One, which Georgia's gonna watch this and be like, bitch, read that book, because Georgia has been trying to get me to read that book for over a year now. And Caught Up and Real Love. It's like a self-help book. I don't want to talk about it. Moving on to my guest bedroom. Oh no, I guess we can do these books first. This is another bookshelf from Nathan James. I actually own 2 of these, but I don't have space to put the second one anywhere, so it's just kind of like sitting over there. You can stack them on top of each other, and I got 2 with the plan in mind to stack them, but there's like an outlet down here, so I can't do that. The Gold Rush Ranch series by Elsie Silver is up there. Where's Molly? This is a special edition and I still have not read it. Vicious by V.E. Schwab is up here. The Simple Wild, which I don't like, is up there. The Inheritance Games, Ice Planet Barbarians. 2 books from, guess where? Fairy Loot. Fragile Sanctuary, which I read this past summer when I was in Austin. It's like a fun romance book with suspense. I really liked it. Love Light Farms, A Little Life, some witchy books, Verity by Colleen Hoover, Never Lie by Frida McFadden, The Picture of Dorian Gray is over there, and then down here, Illuminate and Gemina. I haven't read Gemina yet. Illuminate was okay. Nectar of Wars, which I think this is getting traditionally published. This is a high fantasy novel that is a lot. Like, bitch, I was taking notes when I read that book, but it was good. I thought it was good. I really liked it. Cultish. Does it hurt? Yes, it does. Moving on over here. I pulled some of these books out recently, so that's why there's a couple of holes in here. Dead of Winter normally goes here, and then I don't remember what book normally goes there, but something sits there. And then I've been doing that puzzle, the Christmas puzzle. Normally that will sit here. Down there we have The Familiar by Leigh Bardugo, which I want to reread. And then a special edition of, what book is this? My Dark Romeo? My Dark Romeo special edition. Fancy, fancy. We have a V.E. Schwab series that I need to read right here. And then I also have Vow of Thieves and Dance of Thieves over here. I need to read Vow of Thieves. Some more Book of the Month books. Up here, we have Interesting Facts About Space, which I actually DNF'd. I was not vibing with that book when I was reading it. Funny Feelings, witchy book, Taming Seraphine, which I actually DNF'd because the MMC was like treating her too much like a baby. Assistant to the Villain, which I will probably never read. I just don't really have any desire to read that, but it's here. Ace of Spades, which I really want to read. Good Girl's Guide to Murder. This is my bookshelf that I used to have in my old bedroom, but now that I have those bookshelves in my living room, I just don't really need to put books on there. It's not my first priority. This is my like extra bedroom. It honestly might echo in here. I put a rug down recently that I got at like Ross, so I'm hoping it's not gonna echo while I'm speaking to you. Not much happening over here. This is also my storage room. Some Carrie Lake books. Halfway to the Grave. Those vampire books that I was reading a while back. Over here, we have those 2 books that I bought when I was in Virginia. Tara DeWitt book, The Co-op, which I think is getting republished soon. Air, another special edition. I will probably read this because I've actually really been wanting to read this author. But I heard Air is set in the same world as another one of this author's series, and I feel like I would like to read that first. An Ember in the Ashes. We have those books that I bought for a video, letting ChatGPT pick my reads or something. Cabin at the End of the World, Uprooted, which I DNF'd, and then The Witch's Heart, which I still have not gotten to. And then down here we just have some books stacked on top of each other to try and take up space. The Coworker by Frida McFadden, Wayward by Amelia Hart, What the River Knows by Isabel Ibanez, and The Teller of Small Fortunes. And down there, I'm honestly not going to go into discussion about those books down there. Over there, we have some like Christmas books and just some random books. And then over here is also some random books. None of those books look good on my other shelves, so that's why they're down there. The last bookshelf we have is in my bedroom. And it's right here. What's the best way to show you? So we have my old SJM books. We have a couple special editions by Ali Hazelwood. I have the Owl Crate one, and then I don't know where this one is from. Steamy-Lit, which I don't love the Steamy-Lit one. Curse for True Love, Ballad Never After, A Temptress of Tea, which I soft DNF'd A Temptress of Tea when I read it. I think I have probably 80 pages left of that. I would like to finish it eventually. Imogen, obviously, which I got SPR a while back, but I have yet to read. So Let Them Burn, which is like a YA fantasy book. Got some pink stuff over here. Let's see. King of Pride, DNF'd. I'm probably gonna read this soon. I forgot that was on my shelf. Our Scorching Summer by Kelson Denise Stone. Down at the bottom here, we also have some more Kelson Denise Stone books down here. Some Megan Quinn, Chloe Leese. Priest and Sinner. I read Priest, there's no plot in it, which if that's your vibe, you'll have a blast. I need some plot nowadays. I haven't read Sinner yet, but I have it. I heard it's better than Priest. Nicholas Sparks' book, Brutal Secret, which I haven't read yet because I'm pretty sure the characters are step siblings. They're like older. I don't know the vibe. What was the thing that I read? They had a one-night stand and now all of a sudden he's family. Standalone, forbidden, forced proximity, age gap romance. You know what? Maybe we'll read that. I need to stop hiding it away over here. Immortal Longings by Chloe Gong is down here. I gave that book 3.5 stars. I listened to the audio version of it. The ending of it truly had my jaw on the fucking floor. And because of the ending, I want to read the second one, which I'm pretty sure the second one came out recently. So I need to get on that. And then down here is just random. We have some of my class. These are all the books that I had in high school. Like some random HP books that I got when I was in like 8th grade. The Divine Comedy, The Pilgrim's Progress, The Canterbury Tales. And is that all my books in my home? I think that's it. Okay, that's it for my bookshelf tour. Thank you guys for watching, and I will see you guys tomorrow.